if you took like the pure basis of Basket Case, the old splatter, fun 80s movies basket case, and you tried to make it a little smarter to the point that you're getting a little too smart for your own good, you would probably end up with James Wan's Malignant, which is a fun film, a bloody film, but at times comes across as a movie to me that is clearly trying just a tad bit too hard to be smarter than it really should be trying to be. Now, that being said, we have a movie where at the start of it, you see there's some bad stuff going on in the lab somewhere. And then you flash forward to another thing, and you got a pregnant woman, and she's got an abusive husband, and one night he just basically puts her against a wall, which causes a injury to the back of her head. And then the thing from the lab that we have seen earlier clearly enters the home, and bad stuff starts to happen. And as things progress, she becomes linked with this thing, and she can see when bad things are happening. But all the while, she's being basically useless to do anything about it. And when she starts to try to help with the case, it kind of looks more like she's the one doing it. So that's basically the gist of Malignant before you actually get into the twist and the turns. And there's quite a few twists and turns in this one. And of course, you get a really fun, bloody finale, which probably saves the movie, if I'm to be honest. Which the last part, when you finally get the last big twist and you move forward with all the blood and the guts and the carnage there, that's what makes it watchable. That's what saves it overall. But still, it probably should have been more fun than what it was, but it's too focused on being a little bit more cute than it needs to be. I like the acting. Uh, some stuff happens maybe in ways you wouldn't expect it to happen. It gets a little bit, a little fancy here and there, showing you such things and then showing you why you're seeing such things later on. Maybe showing you things that didn't happen, just trick you a little bit later on, even after that. It's just one of those movies that definitely is like, hey, let's do all this stuff. And I'm sure some people are going to love it and think it's the greatest thing, and some people do seem to think it's the greatest thing. But at the core of its root, it's a very fun, at times, gory body horror film that is extremely watchable, and perhaps would be more watchable if people involved wasn't so focused on making it something that it probably doesn't really need to be. Basically, as said before, it's a fancier version of Basket Case when you boil everything down to it. And I don't think that's spoiling anything, because if you've read anything online, you pretty well find it out, the gist of it, although I won't proceed to give any more details of what I'm talking about here. That being said, Malignant 3 out of 5. Good, gory fun. Probably leaned towards almost a 3.5 at one time, but things just kind of got a little bit too wacky for me, so I pulled back just a bit. Still fun. James Wan is a very creative guy, even if necessarily at the end of the day it may not be the most original idea, because we have seen similar things before. But as far as 2021 horror goes, it's fun and it's definitely worth seeking out. It's on demand. That's where I've seen it. It's where you should see it until it comes out on disc, and then you should buy it, because physical media is always better. But as of right now, it is a fun movie, but probably not the best thing you're going to see this year, which is what some people would have you believe heading into it.